All right, Steve, we got the Bucs going into New Orleans in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. This is going to be a war. Brady v. Breeze, Chapter 3, Episode 3 this year.
Like a Star Wars movie.
Right? It really is. And, who plays the villain then? Is it Brady or Breeze? Who plays Darth Vader? I know what you're going to say.
Brady.
Yes, no, Breeze. But, everybody's got their favorites. These are two of the most legendary quarterbacks of all time. And the thing about it is that the first two times they matched up, neither one of them was really in their groove. And they were disappointing matchups. This one, they're both like back on top, and they both look good. This is going to be real damned interesting. I'm telling you that. You wanted me to go first and let you know what I think, so that's what I'm going to do.
Do it.
We got the Saints as a 3-point advantage at home here. 51.5 over-under on this. And I've been thinking real hard about this one, and I got to tell you, this is the upset that I picked this week. I'm going with the Bucs. I'm going with TB12, the GOAT. He's been here before. These Bucs are motivated. Did you hear about the locker room speech after they won last week?
I don't know. What, they smash a watermelon like they did in Dallas?
No. From what I have been told, all right, this was basically the extended speech. Everybody was hooting and hollering and celebrating their win. Tom Brady stepped up onto a chair in the locker room. Everybody quieted down, and he told them, he said, "I've got 6 reasons." He said, well, what he said was, in a nutshell, what he said was, if you guys focus on doing your jobs and not getting into your own heads, just go out, focus, and do your jobs, and believe in me, I will lead you to the promised land. And I have 6 reasons why you should believe what I just said. Reason number 1, and he holds up the first ring, and the locker room went crazy. Reason number 2, and they went crazy. He went through it 6 times, and they were ready to snap necks or whatever it was after that. They were ready to go to the ends of the earth. And that's the kind of leader that Tom Brady is.
That may be. However.
Sizzle's chiming in.
Yes. I have one reason why they will not go to the Super Bowl this year.
You gotta feel it!
No.
No.
This is not a feeling. This is a fact.
Okay.
That one, what is so funny over there? The one reason they will not go to the Super Bowl
I know what's coming.
Is because it's in Tampa.
Yeah, it's unlikely. It's unlikely because it hasn't happened before. But okay, you got to figure. It's bound to happen pretty soon. We are 55 years in, and no team has ever played in the Super Bowl in their home city. It has not happened or been involved in the Super Bowl.
That's true.
And so it's bound to happen at some point. Now, I'm not saying the Bucs are going to make the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they are hyper motivated. They are hyper focused. They look good right now. The running game is excelling right now. Whether it's Leonard Fournette or whether it's help me out,
a guy who's hurt.
Yeah, they're saying he may not play. they're saying he may not play. They're saying he might not. But
should that be reason number 2?
Fournette's looked great. Brady is looking very good. I've been noticing he's been throwing passes downfield more the last couple of weeks than he has been. We've talked about with accuracy. Not that he wasn't taking shots. That's Drew Brees right there. But he's been more accurate with his downfield passes. He threw a outstanding pass last week to Antonio Brown. It was like 30 yards down the field, hit him in stride, and he was even covered. And he just nailed that pass. You know the one I'm talking about.
And Antonio Brown.
Hey, say what you want about the guy. He may have his personal demons, but Antonio Brown is a hell of a wide receiver, and you know that. And not to mention, they have Mike Evans. It's possible that Chris Godwin misses this game, from what I've been hearing, but they also have Scotty Miller. I mean, this team is stacked offensively. They are motivated. The defense is ready to go. The defense is playing pretty well. I mean, the Saints, I give it up to the Saints. I mean, one of these teams has to win. I like the Saints. I like them a lot. And I like the ability to switch up between Drew Brees and Taysom Hill.
On that note,
Yeah.
what happens in the playoffs if there's a tie?
They keep playing.
They keep playing.
They keep
until
playing.
somebody wins,
They
They
playing
keep
and
playing
playing and
until
playing.
until it's like 4 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, whatever.
And at that point,
Okay, I wasn't sure.
the referees at that point at 4 in the morning would flip a coin. I don't know.
I mean, in
No,
the regular
literally,
season,
they keep
it's
going.
a draw,
Yeah,
So
they
that's
play as
why
many overtime periods as is necessary. And it may come down to that. This is going to be a great game. I am so jazzed for this. It's a, 51.5 point
Yes.
over under? Mm-hmm. I'm taking the Bucs by 3. We'll say the Bucs 33 and the Saints 30. That's what I'm thinking on this. So, Steve, you said you had inside information. Your buddy Bruce Arians called you up, let you in on a secret. Please enlighten us and the world with your wisdom.
Well, first, let me touch on all the points you made. So, Tom Brady basically pulled a Pat Riley when he recruited LeBron to Miami by tossing his rings on the table and said, "You want one of them? Sign here." Okay, so he got the Bucs guys fired up because they haven't even smelled a Super Bowl. So that's a good motivational tool. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. You talking about Chris Godwin might not be playing. Well, if you drop 4 important balls like he did last week, maybe there's an injury that he needs to sit down anyways. Okay.
But it's not like they don't have depth outside of him.
Antonio Brown is great receiver. He caught 2 passes. Mike Evans on the other
Mike Evans was the man.
Mike Evans is the man. I think Mike Evans is one of the best top 3, if not the top receiver in the league, Mike Evans. Okay, because he hasn't had a quarterback. He hasn't had a quarterback to throw them the ball. I mean, in his career, for the most part, he had Jameis, 30 for 30 Winston there, who's too busy, stealing crab legs and doing all this other stuff, that he did. But let's get to your point. You called Tom Brady the GOAT. He's not the GOAT. You're a prisoner of the moment. You're a prisoner of the moment.
The last 20 years. Yeah, that's a long moment. That's a long moment, Steve Champagne.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I when you talk about the GOAT, I don't think Tom Brady is the GOAT. I think he is.
Well, we'll discuss that next week, I'm thinking.
Oh, you want to do that next week?
Unless you want to do it this week.
No, we can do it next week. We can do it next week. Top 5
Top 5 quarterbacks of all time next week.
Right, and we already know what your number
Special
1 is.
feature.
We already know what your number 1 is, and we already know what my number 1 isn't. So we'll satisfy that. In fact, Drew Brees has more records. I think he has more passing yards. He has more everything except rings than Tom Brady. But let's get to the game
because
itself.
of his injury, he does not actually. Brady is just ahead of him in most of those records because he missed 6 games this year.
I don't know. I don't know. But we got the battle of the old guys. And you look at it this way:
This game's sponsored by AARP.
The NFC is the old guys. The AFC is the young guys. You don't get Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes versus the old, worn out
guard.
Tom Brady, the old and decrepit Drew Brees, the guy who says everybody's declining, Aaron Rodgers, and Jared Goff. Well, I don't know about
at least Brees has the guts to even try to throw the football more than 20 yards down the field anymore.
Okay, I get
When was
that.
the last time you saw Brees do that?
Well, first
5
off,
years
Tom
ago?
Brady's a lot bigger than Drew Brees. Let's make that very clear. Drew Brees is a very short man. He's a very small frame man. Tom Brady is a big guy. Okay, you watch him on the sideline, he towers over people. But let's get back to the game. Let's give you some inside information that maybe some of you people don't know about. I've been preaching this all year. It's hard to beat a team twice. Mm-hmm. So how hard is it to beat a team 3 times?
Well, that's what they say. I'm not totally convinced of that.
Well, I am not convinced either because the facts are the facts. In 21 times, teams have played 3 times in one season. 21 times. Mm-hmm. The team that won the 2 games is 14-7.
In the third game.
Yeah,
so I don't know why there's this misnomer out there that it's so hard to beat a team 3 times in the same season. Because I just wasn't feeling that. And I actually meant this week to look that up. And I'm glad that you did, because quite frankly, you answered that question for me. That was something I intended to do and just didn't get around to. I was too busy being treated like a terrorist, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, as for, I don't know why there's this myth out there. Why do people always say that it's so hard to beat a team 3 times? When you just said yourself, out of 21 times, it's happened 14.
Well, the reason why is, very simple. See, that's the reason why Tom Brady isn't the GOAT, because people forget about history. They forget about history. And when you don't think of history, you get to become a prisoner of the moment. Oh, what are your top 5 quarterbacks? Oh, well, you know what? Tom Brady, he's got to be up there. You got to put Peyton Manning up there. Aaron Rodgers up there. You got to forget about all these other guys who didn't have rules where they couldn't be touched. Didn't have rules where the receivers could just run wild downfield without getting clotheslined by a secondary guy. So, people are prisoners of the moment. They all say, oh, well, he's got 10,000 more passing yards than this other guy. Yeah, why does he have that? Because he can't get sacked or touched anymore. We're getting off point. Let's get to the Bucs. Let's get to the Saints. Okay, I'm going to tell you who's going to win this game, and I'm going to tell you why. And we're going to break it down for you very simply. Who is the better receiver? Mike Evans, Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas.
Okay, so Saints got the better receiver. I think Mike Evans is better. Okay, who has the better running back? Kamara or Leonard Fournette?
Saints.
Saints. Okay, I think the Saints have a better running back. Okay, so who has a better quarterback?
Bucs.
The Bucs do. Okay, and I can see where you would say that. That makes sense. It really does. But the Saints have 2 quarterbacks. The Bucs only have 1. The last time the Saints were facing a legendary quarterback, you might recall, there was a bounty on his head. That would be Brett Favre. The Saints are ruthless. The Saints have a mean defense. The Bucs defense is suspect. As of late, they had Taylor Heineke, a guy who they got off the street selling cars or working at a rental place or wherever he was working, almost did the Bucs in, and I'm going to tell you, he was impressive. And if I was Washington football team, I'd be signing that guy right now and going, Dwayne Haskins who? Because this guy...
He's already been released.
Yeah, I get
He's
it.
in their rear view.
I get that. But I'm saying they were so high on Dwayne Haskins, and that's because guys are prisoners of the moment. Okay, who's going to go number 1 in the draft? Trevor Lawrence?
You think Heineke and Smith are going to battle it out in Birmingham?
No. Heineke will take over because Alex Smith, how long can he go? He's got 1 leg. But let's get back to the Bucs and the Saints. What we got here is a defensive suspect in the Bucs. They got the coach, and the players have just been letting him down. Week after week after week after week after week, the Bucs defense had started out as this monstrous defense that was going to wreak havoc, and then Tom Brady was going to have all these weapons, and nobody was going to stop. I've seen this story before. I said it then. I'm saying it now. The Saints will win this football game, and they will win it in a fashion that will be absolutely shocking because not only are we going to have 2 things happen this weekend. 1, there's going to be a big upset. That's 1. And 2, one of these 4 games is going to be a blowout. A blowout. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it'll be the Chiefs and the Browns.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
What I was thinking.
Well, let me see. The Saints held the Bucs and Tom Brady, the GOAT, to 9 points one time. If I'm
Aberration.
Okay, and then they did it the opening day. They destroyed him. Now, opening day, I give Tom Brady a pass. He had no training camp, no OTAs, no practice with the team. Throw him in there with the Saints. New system, new situation. He's still trying to figure it all out. They got blown out. I'll give him the pass. They got blown out the first game of the year. I get that. But the second time, 9 points. Okay? They were just trying to get Antonio Brown worked in. It didn't work out. Antonio Brown's worked in now. Okay? And it's going to be tough to defend the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'm going with history because history usually is right. Usually. Okay? History says it's 14-7. Saints win because the team wins 3 times when that situation occurs.
66%.
And 66% of the time. And then I'm going with the fact that no team has ever hosted a home Super Bowl. The only team that ever came close is your San Francisco 49ers, who played in Stanford, which is down the street from where they Candlestick Park. Okay, so so that was the only time that ever happened. So you got to look at history, and history says these things. History also says when you go out and get all these free agents, never works out. You can ask Dan Marino about that. Okay, he's a good he's a pretty good quarterback, isn't he? When he can throw,
I think
he can throw the
I've
football.
heard of him.
He can throw the football a little bit, can he? And he had to throw it in a different day and age. A different day and age. I would have loved to see, this Patrick Mahomes guy that everybody says he's a god. Let me see what Lawrence Taylor could do with him. Okay? Let me see what Reggie White could do with him.
Okay, you're getting off topic again.
You're right. I'm getting off topic. But, if the Bucs are not going to win this game. I want the Bucs to win this game. I am rooting for Tom Brady because I want him to win. I want people to see the way you take care of your body and the things that you do, and he has done to lead you to the promised land. The man is a smart man. I believe
he probably hasn't had a taste of ice cream in 20 years.
Avocado ice cream. Avocado. See, I got the inside scoop.
I know he's big on avocado.
I have the inside
scoop. Oh, well, look at him.
Inside
Clever
scoop.
man.
Avocado ice cream.
See, because of the ice cream he mentioned.
I got avocados on the table. You just mentioned it. Okay. Anyways, let's get back to the Bucs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Gronkaneers, as I called them last week. Okay. I'm just saying, I've seen all these things before in history, and they never worked out. So I'm going to go with history here, not with what I want to happen, but with what I believe will happen because of history. And the Saints, for the last 3 seasons, have been screwed in playoff games. They got screwed. Well, they didn't get screwed with the Minnesota Miracle. That was just a bad play defensively. They definitely got screwed on that Rams game. Was that not a horrible game? And they're due. Okay, they're playing for Drew Brees, and I'm saying Drew Brees is every bit as beloved in that locker room as Tom Brady is.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
And those 6
he has
Super
5
Bowl
less rings, though.
he has 5 less rings. So but I'm saying that the Saints are going to win this game, and I feel sorry for the Bucs fans. But next year, I would think if Tom Brady can come back, I think that maybe next year they'll have a better chance.
And you kind of make assumptions. This is the second time in this podcast that you've talked about, them going to the Super Bowl. Hold down. Just slow down. Hold your horses. Because even if they win this game, the Bucs, they still have to go through Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. They beat them.
And that's going to be tough.
They beat them already.
Yeah, I understand.
In Green Bay.
I understand.
Okay, they beat the Rams.
And that's presuming that Packers didn't.
Oh, well, Sissel, what do you got? Let me hear your thoughts. I know how much you dislike Tom Brady. I personally think before you take over, it was Brady, not Belichick, that was the orchestrator of, and that's how much I respect Tom Brady. It was the orchestrator of all those championships. That's just me. Go ahead.
Okay. Here's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you and I have gone back and forth several times over the years about so many different things when it comes to football.
That's correct.
One thing I had said for a very long time, something you mentioned just a few minutes ago, was about a certain bounty.
Oh, yeah.
Who called that?
You did. You called it during the game.
I called it during the game.
During the
game.
game.
Said it's like there's a bounty on Favre's head. Did I not?
You did. And I said it. No.
He said absolutely not. They're just playing rough football. I said no.
Yeah, they're just playing rough football like they did back in the old days.
They are going after Favre. I called that.
And they got it. Ended his career.
That is true. That's 1. 2, I said it already today. History, like you said, Tampa Bay can't go to the Super Bowl. They have to lose.
Because you believe in it.
This week.
Like the curse of the
and
Jets.
next week. Yeah, well, curse of the Jets. But no, seriously. Jason, you mentioned about all these injuries in Tampa. This guy's hurt, whatever. So you got that against him. You got the Tampa is hosting the Super Bowl. Yes, you have all this stuff. I'm picking the Saints. Oh, and there's also the whole 66% thing.
66%.
That's my 4. That's my 4.
Okay, so I'm the one going for the Bucs. The difference here, I understand where you guys are coming from.
It's not a feeling.
Thank God. Because that was getting old, and I love it. Sizzle, I love it. And I will give you my actual thoughts. Just right.
Chewing
no,
on
that's
this,
fine.
by the way.
I respect you, as far as football goes and all that.
Okay.
And both of you. But I'm telling you, the difference in this game is that the Bucs are close. Brady's been there, 8 times? He's 5-3 in those games. Breeze has been there once. He's 1-0. Both of these teams are that close. Brady's experience and resume and his reputation make the difference.
Right.
That is what I believe.
Drew Brees has no reputation.
I'm not saying that they're going to go to the Super Bowl, because if they win this game, the Bucs, and whoever does, they have to go to Green Bay next week.
If Green Bay was to win. Green Bay hasn't won.
The Rams aren't going to win. Come on.
It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is they still have to win. They still have to play. You don't know. Things could happen.
That's what
nobody, and I mean nobody, especially you, since you picked them to go to the Super Bowl in week 1, would be.
No, he picked Dallas.
That's what I'm saying.
He picked Dallas. The genius over here picked Cowboys.
Can I finish?
You can.
Nobody predicted that was going to happen to Dak Prescott. I'm not saying something bad is going to happen to Aaron Rodgers. All I'm saying is that you don't know what's going to happen. What would happen if some terrible injury happened?
Yeah, it would be terrible.
And Green Bay lost. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Of course.
They have not played yet. You can't mark it with a check mark yet.
Of course.
Any given Sunday.
That's right.
And I'm agreeing with you. But what I'm saying is, whatever team wins this game, they got their work cut out for them. Because
Absolutely.
the Packers are no joke.
The Packers, there he is again saying that they already won when they haven't even played. That is my point.
You got Sizzle's ire up on this one. I
guess.
And then one other thing, and I'm not trying to. Do you remember the 2003 Super Bowl?
I do.
You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
Which one?
The one where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers faced the Oakland Raiders at the time.
That's what it was. Yeah,
Yes.
Bucs Raiders. I knew it was the Bucs. I couldn't think of the other.
Steve, wasn't it like, I would say November that I started saying
Tampa Bay's going to go.
That's right. And what did you say to me?
I don't know.
You said there's no way. They got to do this, they got to do this, they got to do this, they got to do this.
But they did it.
And I called it.
They made history. They made history.
The other thing I called was Bountygate. So there's certain things, I'm telling you, Tampa Bay.
And you got to believe Sizzle, Jason, and I don't want to interrupt you here, because so many times she was right this year by picking the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay. But here you
Shut
go.
up.
People out there in the audience, here's what you got to believe. You can pick Sizzle, you can side with her. She's picking the Saints, she's siding with me, the voice of reason. Or you can side with Jason.
The lunatic.
The voice of disillusion.
You can side with this man right here. Okay, so you're on the side of history and what usually happens, or you're on the not so side of history and you're going to go with that, because that's really what it boils down to here. History says the Saints will win. History doesn't say the Bucs will win. What do you want to do? You want to go with history? You want to go with non-history?
I have one thing I want to say, too, because earlier, just a little while ago, a few minutes ago, during this segment, you made the statement that Tom Brady was the architect of those 6 Super Bowl rings that he has.
Yeah.
In New England.
Yes.
You did. You said that, though.
Well, he's not really
I
the
take
architect.
exception to that.
Oh.
Because that first ring that he won, he was a rookie and didn't even play. Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. Bill Belichick helmed that team. Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. Tom Brady was on the bench. He was either a rookie or he was his second season. Remember, he didn't even play his first 2 years.
I have to educate this guy.
Oh, you have to. Oh, okay. So I was totally wrong that the Patriots and Bill Belichick managed to win a Super Bowl, and Tom Brady really didn't have anything to do with it. I'm making that up.
Who played in the first Super Bowl?
What's that?
Who played? Who was the quarterback? Bledsoe or Brady?
Drew Bledsoe.
No, Tom Brady.
In that first Patriots Super Bowl.
Tom Brady was the quarterback. There was a game that you might recall between the New England Patriots and the Oakland Raiders where there was this big controversy which started the many controversies to therefore follow the New England Patriots, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, called the Tuck Rule, in a game that I watched with the snow game, and that was in the playoffs. Okay. So you know, and like I said, I am a student.
Fair enough. I
am a student of football. I know football. This is one of the things that I know. It's one of the few things I know. I'm not trying to dog anybody. I'm not trying to tell anybody.
Unlike
they don't
these
know
two
what
clowns that you go to the show.
I'm just simply saying, okay, I watch
Speak
a
for
lot
yourself,
of football.
buddy.
I watch a lot of football. When I say a lot of football, I would say I watch more football than probably 85% of the average fan. I have the NFL Game Pass. I watch virtually every single game. I stay awake sometimes all night long watching all the games, and I take the eye test, and I go with history. Okay, and that's what I like to go with. That's why my picks, they're not really my picks. It's history's picks. It's the eye test picks. Those picks have nothing to do with Steve.
All right, I understand. And you know what history says? History says Tom Brady's got 6 Super Bowl rings. That's what history says.
He got 6 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, so that's what history says. That's all I got to
Scares
say
me.
about that.
He got 6 Super Bowl rings.
I mean, but that doesn't matter, I guess, in history's eyes, right?
No, he might get a
Go ahead, Sizzle.
So next week you're gonna wear the poo-poo hat on this, right?
If I'm wrong about this game, I will gladly wear the poop emoji.
I'm
hat.
looking
That's
forward.
fine.
He said he's going to pick his top 5 quarterbacks, and Brady's the best. We'll find out about that. I guess it'll be another educational segment.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm coming at you.
Be sure to check us out next week with Steve Champagne and the two clowns who apparently don't understand history.
Oh, no. Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I understand history. Did I not say? What did I not say? I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
might even get a haircut for this.
Me too.
She understands history. That's why she picked the Bears. All right. So anyway, thank you for joining us here on
That's why I
NFL
picked Cleveland, right?
Weekly Predictions on TCS Sports. We will see you next week. Remember to like and subscribe. Do not forget. That's very important. We love it when you do that. Tell your friends. Send them the links. Whatever you got to do. Let's get the show out there. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you next week.
Right.